Why you need to retire. You're dealing with a very high, well-educated couple today. Wonderful couple. One spouse would kick your butt inside and out if he or she had the need to. And yet this spouse, late 50s, had a heart attack. I said to the spouse, or whatever, I don't know, I said to this person, like, were you just, sitting there and just kind of keeled over? And this person said, yeah, exactly. Never had any instance before that. Healthy, walk, just, high performing individual. Had a heart attack, and only but for the grace of God and modern technology was the other spouse, was the spouse able to contact the other spouse to get the other spouse to call 911. And this person's life was saved because of the quick actions taken by other people. Late 50s, fit as an ox, had a heart attack. It's like, what was it? And the person says stress. That kills me, man. My man Alberto from California talks about how he knew people that died literally in their desks. 5 or 6 that he's known. And I'm sitting there, and I'm talking to the other spouse. I'm just like, can you imagine just how saddened you would have been if you were unable to enjoy your life together, the life that you had built from nothing, unable to enjoy it together in retirement? Can you imagine? Just, obviously sad for the loss of a loved one, but just, and thankfully, these people, took it as, hey, we need to have a change in what we're doing here, and that infuriates me about the insanity, which is retirement planning industry, that you need $8,000 million in order to retire. There's another article I'll read to you when I get home, the benefits of working longer, and the insanity of whom they study that show the benefits of working longer. If you're stressed out, there is no benefit of working longer. This is what actually infuriates me about the coronavirus stuff too. They're not looking at stress levels. They're not looking at social isolation. I'm going to do another article that talks about the dangers of social isolation. It's actually worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And no one talks about that because everyone likes the control. Anyway, if you're, I'll never forget talking to my friend. I love this woman like you wouldn't believe it. Like, she's a friend of the family. And when I say I love, I mean as a thing like Jesus, you know what I'm saying, loves us. I love her that way. I haven't spoken to her about a year. But she was a nurse, and I knew her husband, her second husband. I knew him, and long story, he was ex-military, 10-year differential, and I just had a good relationship with them. We did, my family. Long story short, she wasn't happy at work. She was a nurse. She's just getting rung around, and finally just said, why don't you just you don't need the money, why don't you just retire? She goes, you think I can? I said, of course you can. And we talked about, I didn't just say that flippantly. We ran the numbers. I said, yes. And she goes, well, that's good because, her husband was, 8, 9, 10 years older than her, not in the best of shape, but they wanted to take these trips on like Norwegian cruises and stuff like that. Go to Germany. He had German heritage. He wanted to go see from where his clan was, and they retired, and he was waiting on her essentially. She was going to work until she was 65 or something like that, and she was like 59 at this point. Anyway, long story short, she finally hung it up, and they got to take those trips together. And then one day, basically Christmas Eve, if memory serves, he just had a heart attack and died. That was it. Nothing more. Nothing. I mean, he wasn't in the best of shape. But You know, it was, no one had foreseen it. It wasn't like, yeah, you know, you got 6 months to live, nothing like that. It was just sitting there and kaboom, dead. And probably the most gratifying feeling I ever had is when she contacted me and said, I just want to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to retire so we could go on these trips together. I would have felt cheated if I did not have that. And I would have been bitter and angry if I kept working a crappy old job, stressing out. All the while, my husband is waiting for me, and then he dies of a heart attack. I would not be in a good place. That right there, man, nothing is worth more than hearing those words. And it's funny, I got a guy email me today. Obviously, I won't read it, but I mean, I might read some of it. I won't, obviously won't know who it is. Tell him the same thing. It's because of you and your videos, Josh, that I'm able to finally retire and basically live. Man, what a freaking awesome feeling that is. If you're stressed out, don't listen to the doomsdayers who say you can't retire unless you have $8 million. Make it work. Make it work. If it doesn't work, you're going to have to keep at it. I get it. But if it can work, make it work, because the stress is going to kill you. It's going to kill you, man. It's going back to the initial person we're talking about. It almost killed him or her. And this person it's a fit person. All right. Blessings to you all. Blessings to you all. We don't know how long we have on this earth, but man, make it work. Make it worth it. Every minute you got, make it worth it. We'll see ya.